Ladies and gents, welcome back. One man's hero is another man's criminal, or the government's criminal, it seems in this case. This story coming from Utah, where a plastic surgeon is charged for tossing 2,000 COVID vaccines, giving kids saline shots instead of the real thing if their anti-vax parents requested it, and selling fake vaccine cards for $50 a pop. This anti-vax terminology keeps going around so much. Wow. I mean, anti-vaccines or just a particular individual vaccine that's been going around. Not sure where you stand on that one. A Utah plastic surgeon and some of his staff members have been charged with running an elaborate COVID vaccine scam, the article reads here from the Daily Mail, where they are accused of ordering thousands of doses of the shot and then throwing them out and giving patients fake vaccine cards. In some cases, prosecutors say they even gave saline shots to children at the request of their own parents who wanted them to think they'd been vaccinated when they hadn't. Dr. Michael J. Kirk Moore has been charged, along with nurse Carrie D. Burgoyne and neighbor Kristen Jackson Anderson. Sandra Flores and other staff members was also charged. Federal prosecutors in Utah say that they used Dr. Moore's practice, the Plastic Surgery Institute of Utah, Sandy, south of Salt Lake City, to run the scam. It's unclear from the indictment why they ran the alleged scam. Prosecutors do not indicate if any of the defendants are anti-vaxxers themselves or if they were simply trying to make money. The indictment, however, claims both Anderson and Moore are members of an unknown organization seeking to liberate the medical profession from government and industry conflicts of interest. So, I mean, you could be a judge of your own whether or not they were doing this based on their convictions or they were doing this based on making cash. I don't know. Between the lot of them, the amount of money doesn't seem like all that much. It really doesn't seem like all that much if you really, really break the math down. And here they do. In total, they sold nearly 2,000 fake vaccine cards for a profit of $96,000. Yeah, sounds like a lot of money, but split up amongst a bunch of doctors, that's peanuts for them, really, at the end of the day. According to the indictment, the group pretended to administer 391 kids shots, 524 adult Pfizer shots, 64 Moderna shots, and 958 Johnson & Johnson shots between October 21st and September 22nd. In reality, they poured them down the drain using syringes, prosecutors said. Now, this is where it gets really interesting because, well, you think they would be going after them for the crime of what? Falsifying documents, going around government measures, emergency measures, this kind of thing. No, what have they been charged with in this case? Well, it looks like now they're all going to be charged with destroying government property. They were indicted earlier this month, but the indictment was sealed this week in the Utah court. Now they have a little thing about how much the government spent on these shots. This is really the crux of their indictment here, and this is where it gets really, this is kind of creepy to me. It lays it out how in 2021 they began to notify people they were seeking a vaccine card, the people that were seeking a vaccine card but not a vaccine, that they would provide it for them. It's unclear if they advertised the service or if patients came to them independently. Once inquiries were made, Dr. Moore handed the patient to Burgoyne, who in turn handed them over to Anderson, it's alleged. Patients were asked to text Anderson with the full name of the person who'd referred them. "We do referrals only," she said in one text to an FBI agent. This is what the FBI is doing right now. They're making sure that people are getting vaxxed. This is their thing. This is where they're going. They're making sure they're policing it and making sure that this is actually happening to people. Once at the end of the day, here we are. We're far beyond all of this. And I mean, what's next? Herd immunity? I mean, we've been talking about this for 3 years now. And, well, we're getting to a point where, does it matter? Does it matter at the end of the day? Does it matter if people are walking around that say that they had it, but actually didn't? Does it really matter? Once the referral name had been provided, she would instruct the patients to send $50 payment via Venmo or PayPal, telling them to use an orange emoji in the notes section to signal what it was for. And this is just like, wow, they have to do secret signals to try to just stay, make your own choices in your health, and then be able to actually function in society and be allowed to participate in all of the things in society. Anyway, they had a bunch of measures and the ways that they caught these individuals. But here's the deal. They've been charged with conspiracy to defraud the United States, conspiracy to convert, sell, convey, and dispose of government property, and conversion, sale, conveyance, and disposal of government property, and aiding and abetting. Not avoiding emergency measures for which these were implemented on people. This is not the case. You go down into the comment section. Thank you, heroes, great man. I learned about this from James Cintolo, who did a Substack on this as well. I'll leave a link for all of this stuff in the description down below, where he covers the gist of what went down here as well. You look into the comments there. Very base. This man's a hero. Should be charged for anything, guys. A hero. Won't be convicted. Jury will never convict. Thank God for juries in the United States. Well, you probably wouldn't have such luck up here in Canada for doing such a thing, but maybe things need to be a little bit more tight-lipped here in the northern. I mean, what do you even call it anymore? It's not a democratic society, but it's also reminiscent of, well, a case that happened, well, back in the 1930s, and that would be the case of Anne Frank and her family, the Otto family, where the people who hid Anne Frank were breaking the law. The people who killed her were following it. And let's not forget how that actually played out. Here's a case. Again, I'll leave the links in the description down below. This is the police officers take helpers and the people away from the secret annex. This was in the Netherlands, in Amsterdam, where the Otto family had actually left false breadcrumbs for the authorities to make them think that they had fled to Switzerland, where they in fact stayed behind a false wall at a building where her father's business had been, and they were hidden there, and there was people there that were hiding them. The helpers, Victor Krugel and Johannes Kielman, were arrested together with the 8 people from the secret annex. The police officers took them away. Now, these are lessons from history that we should learn. And, well, if you don't learn from history, you're bound to repeat them. And it looks like these are the things that we're doing now. So if anything, we should look at these individuals here as, well, heroes in their own right for sticking to their gut, their intuition, and saying, I'm gonna do something as a public service, the best that I can, and help people in my community that don't want to deal with coercion from their government. Anyway, leave a comment in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think of this story. These people put a lot on the line, and they're looking at jail time now because of this. And of course, their only crime is destroying government property. For which, I mean, you would look at the whole scenario and you would think that what the crime would be something to do with going against government policy, going against these things. No. It's destroying government property. Perhaps if they had not poured it down the drain, but they saved it, it wouldn't have been the destruction of government property, and then they wouldn't have had anything at all to go after these individuals for. But this is just my conjecture. I'm not sure. Leave a comment in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think about this whole situation. And, well, that's that. We'll see you in the next one. Keep on trucking.